Making progress. Battle scars.
Blood, sweat, and tears right here, baby.
Yeah. Ready to smoke a CDO.
Lunchtime. Speed hands, bro. Speed hands.
Do you feel satisfied with the work that you've performed today?
Merry Christmas.
That's good.
Morning, Juan dog. It's cold out.
It's a little chilly for sure.
What's up, guys? We woke up in Oceanside, California, just a couple of miles from the Feuling Parts headquarters. You guys have been watching along on the series. You know that we got some parts for Juan's road glide, and we're making way over to the shop.
I'm excited to get my hands dirty and start wrenching on that thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked because the cool opportunity, we were talking to Luke last night, and he's like, I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys what to do and watch over you, and you guys are gonna do most of it.
Yeah.
Here's the weird thing. We had to park our bikes over here last night, so our hotel wouldn't let us. So now we're just like walking in this other hotel. You remember which way to go? We're good. All right, let's go see what these guys are up to. Yeah, the question is, do we beat Luke?
Yeah, just by like a minute or two.
Morning.
What's up?
Coffee and pump gears.
Coffee and gears.
So first things first, we know this. We need the bags off, we need the exhaust off, we need the floorboards off, we need the air filter off, we need the gas sink off, the seat off.
Like first part already.
Well, I mean, I think I beat you guys in here.
No.
I just want that stated, and I did.
That was tied up.
No, I was right behind you guys at the
Were you?
Yeah.
Juan's already on it, dude. He's already taking his bike apart.
Pretty much everything that you're gonna need is gonna be in this top drawer. All your quarter drive stuff's over here, which you should use mostly. 3/8 is on that side. Another issue is when you're doing a fresh build like this from the get-go, is all the factory Loctite that we gotta get out of there, make sure the holes are cleaned, make sure that debris doesn't end up in the engine.
So you want us to chase the threads?
May chase it, but it adds an extra mess and adds a little, you know.
9:05 right now.
I think with what we're doing here with the cameras, I think we're probably 5-6 hours.
All right.
So we did a shoot in Mojave.
$926.
So about 20 minutes to get your
Tanks
tank.
off, pipes off, bags off, seat, side cover, O2 sensor.
And that was with us. We didn't have it much on camera, but we were still digging through the toolbox. Like, where's this?
Can I show everybody my new coffee mug?
Look at that.
We need to drop the oil tank and do a full cleaning and flush of the oil tank, and that way we know that everything's clean. I would recommend doing it because one thing is you're installing a new oil pump and cam plate. Any debris that's in the oil tank runs directly right through the brand new oil pump and cam plate as soon as you start it up, because it goes through the pump and plate twice before it goes to the filter. One thing that likes to get stuck in the oil tank are little pieces of chain tensioner. More common on the twin cam stuff, but just plain debris that, you know, accumulates over the years.
I did the oil pan mod on the Dyno where you change the pickup location if you wheelie. I'm not that good, but I just did it. There was sludge on the bottom. Like you wipe it and it was like grime. But that thing has 20,000 miles. But yeah, I could see like...
You don't know, like in that sludge and or the debris might stay in there forever, and or you hit the right bump, you knock some of it loose and it runs right through the oil pump. Hey, let's get this thing up in the air and let's get the...
photo of these, just so I have reference, you know? Lance takes all the hardware off and throws it in a bin.
Okay, so your compression releases are released. The fuel injectors are unplugged.
So a couple more hands have jumped in. We got 2 on that side. We're doing the rocker box covers.
Engine mounts off. They're working on the hard stuff, which is the oil lines.
Not hard.
It's not hard? All right.
No, it makes a little mouse.
All right, well, yeah, they're getting all the wiring from here taken off, and then that's coming off, right? And then in here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there. And we take that off, and then we could get to the rocker box.
Got a little bit of oil leaking, boys.
Trying to get Juan's hose off the oil line block here. Since he's got 9,000 miles on it, it's been heated up and it's kind of glued itself into place.
It's not even too bad. It's like nothing came out.
Making progress.
All right, well, while we're lucky enough to have them dealing with oil lines, Luke wanted to measure oil pump. All right,
I just kind of wanted to go through and show you guys, you know, the gist of the oil pump, right? So you've got a pressure side and you have a scavenge or return side. And we're just gonna go through and measure this thing up, see how it works. But here's the pressure gear stop. Works on this side. You've got two kidneys. It's pulling it from the oil tank and then running it through the other side of the cam plate. So the cam plate has matching kidneys to this. Kidneys right here. And this is the pressure relief valve. There's a valve in here that's the same as the twin cam plate, but the Milwaukee 8, it's in the oil pump. And so when the pressure gets too high, we set ours to pop off roughly 55 to 60 PSI. Valve opens up and then it recirculates the oil back through the cam plate. Yeah, so this is your scavenge set. This is the return side. So basically what you have right here is you have the oil pump goes in the engine like this, right? Plugs into the back. So this is where it sucks from the crankcase, which is the crankcase half of the cases. And then this is where it sucks from the cam chest. So this port's down at the bottom. You can see this cavity right here is where it sucks from the cam chest. That's where it sucks from the crankcase half. It's also like when we have engines that come in here and you have like say some engine failure, generally pretty easy to diagnose some of it too, because you'll have like markings in here where you can see something got picked up out of the crankcase half or out of the cam chest. Yeah, let's just quick double check this oil pump. But we're gonna use a depth mic here.
Okay.
We want the side clearance difference, the thickness of the gears to the thickness of the housing. You can see our spec sheet over here, but you know, we kind of shoot for 1/1000 to 1.5.
That's pretty gnarly tight tolerance.
And you can also see inside the oil pump, you kind of have these shelves, right? So this is really where I want to focus on taking my measurements, because sometimes you get to this big open area and the gears can cock just slightly. So I'm gonna say it's 1/1000 and roughly 2/10. Same on this one. The gears can roughly rock on this side of the housing because of the big opening. So if you can see, like I'm measuring this thing comes out.
Yep. And then once it starts to lift.
So I'm measuring the distance that the gears inset from the aluminum. I want the aluminum to be like 1/1000 to 1.5 thicker than what the gear is.
Gotcha.
One thing with the Milwaukee 8, even in the twin cam, you have a lot of crankshaft runout, or they're known for crankshaft runout. And so it really limits how tight you can go with the radial clearance, which is the gear to the housing. And it also kind of limits what you can do for tip to tip clearance. And so one of the ways to best regulate it is to make the side clearance as tight as possible, because that is one thing that you can make tight and still allow the crankshaft to have extra runout.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Well, that one's tight. It's right at 1/1000. We generally like to run the scavenge side a little bit tighter than we do the pressure side. So this one's roughly 2 to 5/10 tighter on the scavenge side than the pressure. So I think we're good to go.
Here it is, ready to rock.
Yeah, the gears are bigger, our kidneys are bigger. Basically just are really increasing the flow. And then I'll show you guys on the scavenge side where we really increase the amount that the oil pump can scavenge, really just through the port sizing.
My boy Evan's got some battle scars.
Yeah.
Oh, blood, sweat, and tears right here, baby.
All right, there you
There
go, Juan.
it is. Look at that. That's what my boys have been fighting with over here. Heard it was a pain in the butt.
Just to give you guys an idea, it's actually 10:05 right now. So we've been working on it for exactly an hour.
Oil line is out.
So we're just gonna pressure test this thing. Like I was saying earlier, there's the pressure relief valve in here. So we're hooking it up to our little fixture, see what it opens at and see what it closes at.
And you estimated you want it to be opening at about 55, if I remember.
50 to 60 PSI, somewhere like that. What's most important is the valve seats and seals. Because say you're at an idle, you got your oil temperature's hot, you're like 230-degree oil temperature, your engine's at maybe 900 RPM, sitting there at an idle, you want to make sure that valve's seated and it's locked, and you're not bypassing any oil. This is really only a safety device for when you have too much pressure. Here it snaps at 40, so that's what you really want. Is now that you know that anything under 40 PSI, that valve's locked and it's seated and sealed.
There it is, ready to smoke a CVO.
Yeah, right.
Give my little 107 some moment of shine. One locker cover box off. I was feeling guilty watching the boys rent on my bike.
So now we get to get in and actually see what we're really changing. So that is where the cam and the oil pump live.
This is where the horsepower is coming in.
Finally, dude. Now they're the ones watching us.
It's a Harley-Davidson specialty tool.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Look at that.
start prematurely getting.
It's like one of those like puzzles that you like try to get the.
Oh, look at that. Dang, these valve springs are tiny.
All right, so the 2 spark plugs are out, and Juan is going to turn the engine to top dead center.
So there's 2 dots that we need to line up here. You can see 1 dot right there.
You can hear the engine.
Oh, okay. Yep, right there. That's it right there, those 2 dots.
Yeah, so rear cylinder is good to come apart now.
All right.
Want to get your hands dirty?
Even though I put gloves on.
We could do both, right? Because it's top dead center. Both
Yeah.
All right, mine's out, but let's loosen this at the same time. All right, and then next the push rods come off, right?
Pull the rocker arms out, the push rods will come out through the top.
I'm grabbing
Keep
my
track
bolts
of
out.
these. Yeah, don't mix them
He's
up.
probably gonna put
Don't
studs
make-
in though, right?
Yeah, you see the small trays? Just set them down.
Well, I took mine off and came over here.
Tear apart the front cylinder, we're gonna rotate the engine over. So the crank sprocket's gonna do 1 full revolution. This timing dot's gonna come right back to the same spot. This rear cam dot's gonna be 180 out. Right there.
All right, so I got this one.
Same program.
And
Can you
flip it and
imagine
get
trying
this
to
out of
crack
the
it
plate.
loose and it's like cutting
Well,
my
actually, we gotta.
fingers?
Kind
of speed through it. Now that we've got both rocker arms off, the push rods will be coming off in a second.
So next step, before we get too carried away, we
Yep.
always like to flush and clean the oil pan.
Yep.
So we're gonna drain all the engine oil out, all the transmission fluid out. We're gonna pull the rear wheel out.
We're going to start with a clean drain pan too, so then we can kind of diagnose to make sure that we don't have some crud coming out of there that we need to maybe investigate further.
Yep.
Cool.
NASCAR over here. Yeah.
We got the camshaft out of the package. We have some of the hardware. We're going to go over to the solvent tank, get it cleaned up and get it ready.
All right.
Oh, alright. That's a stock one. Looks like it's cast. Can't wait to see the nice billet.
These inside socket head fasteners can sometimes be a pain in the ass to get to. So we like to go through the push rod holes and then come down. Nice angle.
Straight onto it as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stuff like that you learn when you've done these thousands of times. There we go. There we go. See? Rear cylinder.
Perry, don't you?
It's like a big old chunk of Teflon.
No,
A booger?
I don't
Yeah.
What kind of oil do you use?
Let's hear it.
He doesn't want to say it.
What? Here's a better question. What oil should I use?
It's all good.
Yeah.
If you use that, you can use anything.
Oh gosh.
These bolts here for the lifter cuffs are somewhat problematic. So we broke them loose and now we're letting them soak with some penetrating oil. We're gonna let that penetrating oil get down in there while the boys disassemble some other stuff, and we're gonna be careful not to break those things. We're gonna clean up some tools because the box is empty.
Well, if you leave them out, you don't have to go get them when you need it next time. So we're removing the breathers, and we're gonna put the fueling breathers in.
We are missing some sockets.
Stock breather, plastic, out.
Your plastic cylinder head breather's out.
Yep.
One thing you can notice right out of the bat is the fueling part is billet.
Look at that.
So I would say it looks better. This is plastic. These are very prone to like warpage, and the valve in at the umbrella valve doesn't seat and seal. And then as you saw in your air cleaner when we took it
Hey
apart,
guys,
you had
can
some
you watch
crud
out?
in
I'm
there.
trying to work on this bike
I
right
don't
now.
understand.
All right.
It's about time you got your hands out of your pocket. You can see here our nipple, which is what plugs down into the cylinder head, has it's a little bit longer, and it has 2 O-rings. That way it helps it seal. And then we use the same internals as was used in the twin cam engine and as we use in our Vena dipsticks, but it's got an umbrella valve and it has a filter element, and so when you have excess pressure the valve lifts and that's how it breathes out. But you can see how the valve seats and seals nice against the aluminum. It's a better part. It's going to seal up and it's going to help Juan get rid of all that blow-by that he had up in the air cleaner.
And we're gonna do it both front and rear cylinders. Finish it for power.
Make sure we're doing this right. What's going on over here?
That's right, you got all them out. There it is.
Is cam coming too?
Yep, everything will all come out together.
Dude. Sheesh, look at that. I'm not trying to talk crap, but look how cheap this looks compared to like the nice billet. Still long.
Ready for the good stuff.
I'm just running a little flush because I cleaned the end of the crankshaft, and just running a little fresh oil through your connecting rod bearings.
Alright.
Freshy fresh. A little fresh blood in the veins here.
And then we're gonna spin that, right? Put your
We're going to put the tool on there, then we're going to spin it over. I'm going to say 4.
4.
What do you think, Juan?
Yeah, it was a
I was hoping for 3.
My dyno was 7 when we opened it up.
7?
Yeah, back in 2013.
And you ran it?
And I ran it and the motor ran, so I ended up rebuilding it just because I wanted to. We're basically back to the point of reassembling, right, Juan?
Yeah, I think. Well, after this, we're at the half point, and then
It is 11:06 right now. All right, Juan, you're doing the honors?
I'm doing the honors.
All right, let's see.
Let's watch that needle. Oh, go back up. Oh.
So once you get to the lowest spot, if you want to
Center it
zero
back up.
your gauge back out.
Let's do like 5.5.
5.5. All right, let's show them what it does. It zeroes out right there. Watch the needle rise. What are we gonna call that one? That was 6.
It was like 5.5. Yeah.
Well, yeah, 5.5. So my guess was the best, dude.
We need to see how much movement you get just in picking up the.
I mean, that's
like
like-
going to be initial flex. Another half or thousandths or what?
That's like half.
So then you need to add that to it, so that puts you at 6
6.
cents.
6.
6.
Ooh, that's
Hey.
out of warranty, dude.
Hey, chill out, brother. Let me, I'm just gonna dial it in. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna
zero.
Just rotate.
As you're rotating it, you're just turning the 0 with it.
This is why we recommend that you pressure wash, your bike and the engine before you do an install like this, because if you look at all this shit that Juan's got up in here, and mind you, Juan's bike is pretty clean, but on a normal job, it's almost impossible, all the rags and the hands going around here, that you don't get that debris inside the engine.
Yeah, and this is like a critical surface here. You definitely don't want any of that dirt to go in there or inside any of it.
So at the halfway point now, basically it's kind of clean up and get ready for the next thing. So what are you doing, Juan?
I'm chasing the threads, getting all the factory Loctite out of them so we can get proper torque, getting this thing ready to go back together.
Some Lubriderm out, get the oil pump sexed up. We got the camshaft ready, some new rocker shafts, some shims. We're gonna get this thing running nice and quiet because we're gonna shim the side or the end plate of the rocker arms.
Cool.
We're gonna get a cam plate over here, and then we're gonna be ready to go.
There it is,
Brother, there's a chopstick right there.
dude. Yep.
You got those? Yeah, I ain't sucking nothing.
You ready?
Let's get the vacuum and we'll get these things cleaned up.
Installing these rocker studs. Did you get North County Produce? I think it's Wednesdays is their deal, and get a little falafel wrap.
All right, there it is, Juan. Mediterranean, dude.
Let's get it. Getting a little bit of your heritage today.
We got food on order.
Fill an oil can with some of the mobile ones so that we're prepping the engine parts with the same oil that's going in this beast.
Okay, so we got the cam plate, oil pump, lifters, cam, push rods, and we are going to assembling it and lubing it up, getting it ready to throw in Juan's bike.
Flushing out the oil tank because they have this baffle in there.
Yep.
And that baffle kind of helps route the oil so it stays in its path, which helps cool it. Now we need to get the solvent out of here.
And why do you do that? That's to get all any debris,
Yeah, any
gum.
debris. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, we don't want any of that old gunk to flow through the new stuff.
This is the next step before we start reassembling the bike.
What's the program? Just dump it everywhere?
Well, I would get, I'd probably take the gears out. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. There's
Yep.
smear it
Kinda
in
rub
there.
around. You want to get it on the bore, the floor.
Feels nice and smooth.
More in there, okay?
I see that, so I wasn't aware. Okay.
Now let's go ahead and get some on that gear set.
Do you spread them? Do you spread
I would
them?
do something like put the gear back in there, just kind of
Okay.
like
Hold on.
push it through the other way though.
Like
There you
this.
go.
Like
I'd
this.
rotate the whole thing, but
Gotcha.
this is kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm just getting it area
Yeah,
right
there you
here.
go. Listen
Put
to that.
the
Get that sound
ASMR.
in there.
Get that. ASMR. All
So
right.
actually,
cheers.
kind of a fun fact while you're doing this, a lot of people think that that's how the oil pump works, that gear goes like this. One thing is there's always an odd and even number between the inner gear teeth and the outer gear. In every engine revolution, the inner gear rotates one tooth inside the outer. Slowly does it through a whole engine revolution. So it's not like that inner gear sitting there spinning on the other one. Another reason why you need some clearance and why debris is detrimental to these things, because that inner gear rotates one tooth every engine revolution. So like any debris that's flowing through the pump has to be able to fit through there. Thing over and you can do the scavenge side.
Same program.
Same program. You did read the instructions, right, Juan?
So it's nice and gooey.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Here, dump some on that right there. I've seen this process. Okay, oil pumps over.
And then you're going to lay the cam plate onto it. I don't know why I like to kind of do it this way because this resembles it in the engine. Move your, there you
Huge
go. Get
this,
your
look at
squeegee
that,
on
just
there.
nice and all those holes. Was it better if I like use both hands or like
Oh my God.
What? I'm just making sure my thing's nice and
Oh my
loose. Too much pressure right there. Boom. I'm assuming it's these
Alright,
guys
so
right
we'll
here.
hold up though. Let's do the oil pump bolts are these long guys, and we're going to use these washers. We're not going to use Loctite
Okay.
on these bolts. We're using Molly paste. We got our little tub of Molly paste.
Yep.
We're going to put a little bit on the threads. Make sure you have some on the washer and the underhead flange. This stuff kind of makes a mess, but 4 holes lined up. Looks like you're pretty close there. So why don't you lube up the other bolts with the washers, and I'll get the right tool up. Next step would be, once we take it over to the engine, we want to line up flats of the gears.
Lube up the bump stick or what?
Lube it up.
Lube it up, dude.
We just put the right.
We're good to go. Look at that, dude. Good to go. What do we got, dude? What'd you bring?
Lunchtime.
Damn. $12.50. That's me, bro. And that bread looks amazing. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, dude. All the parts are clean. All of your threads are chased and clean. Fresh oil in your bike. The oil pan's back installed. Cam plate, cam chest, ready to go, ready to be dropped
Still
in.
need to put in the bearing.
We're like 4 hours in, right? We're hitting lunch. Let's see if we can get this done in the next couple hours.
Hopefully before 5.
Yeah, before everyone starts turning the lights off.
Yeah,
Please.
all right. You're on your own, guys.
All right, guys, we were back to back with tacos the last couple of days. I got the Kubade. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but if you haven't, it's amazing.
That's true. It's pretty bomb.
I brought some fuel to keep going, brother.
Oh, baby. 153. Almost
153.
2. Think we'll finish?
Time is catching up fast,
Yeah,
dude.
brother.
Thank you for the cappuccino. Appreciate
Least we
that.
could do.
The clock stopped for a couple hours because you had to take this elaborated lunch.
We gotta stay fueled.
What do you guys think? Can we finish by 5?
Yeah.
Here we go.
This hardware, or are we doing ARP hardware? What are we doing?
Already on here. Lining the flats. And then there's a marking on this side, right there, that'll tell us where they're at.
Can you see it through the bag?
Yeah, I
you
can
can take
see
it out of the bag now.
I don't want any dirt contamination. All right, what are we using as reference here? I don't want to drop
There's
my
a
cam.
line on the.
Yeah, we got the line here.
There you go.
Is that straight up?
Pretty good. I mean, you're a little crooked.
See the line in there?
You want to straighten it out a little bit.
To the left or to the right? Which way are we going? Here, dial me in.
We'll say back that way just slightly. What do you think?
All right, there it is.
Does that look good?
That looks good. We could always rotate it, right?
Are you gonna lube up your pinion shaft before you install that?
Should I lube it?
Yeah.
What do we lube? With some of this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold up. Let's get a little bit more on those cam loops over there. Do we have lube on the inner cam bearing?
Yes, we
Yeah.
got lube in there.
We have oil in the tank.
We sure do.
Depends who you ask. Whoa, I'm gonna go easy on this.
You might have to rock it a little bit just to get the flats to get perfect and slide in. Look at the angle of your cam plate versus where you're at. There you go. So now, before you push in all the way, put your thumb down here
Uh-huh.
to help push the back of the
O-ring?
pump into the O-ring and push everything back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just like that. That looks so sick. Yeah, baby. Look how clean that looks, too. Just getting everything nice and seated, and we're doing the torque sequence on the assembly phase. One step closer to firing this thing up.
I'm gonna just clean up the ends in the solvent tank on the rocker arm, so that way when we shim the end play that we get an accurate reading. So I'm just gonna kind of like lightly hit it on some 320 to clean it up, make sure there's no burrs or anything.
Cool.
Nothing real scientific there.
We just primed it.
Let's
Look,
see. Give us a spin. Let's watch it pump out. Ooh.
That's how you know the system's primed and ready to go.
So you're saying is you don't want to start it dry.
No, never going dry. You need to check your sprocket alignment, make sure we have the right spacer in there so that the chain's running true, install the tension and all that.
Kind of drilled at an angle, so it's a little bit tricky. But we're gonna pull it in there. Do you see the air bubbles coming out up top? Now we got solid oil.
Yeah.
That one's good. You want a manhandle one?
I'll try one. Yeah, let me try one.
So I'm holding it like this, and then like I'm grabbing hold of that tip
Mhm.
and pulling it into the hole.
Do I do the same? Put a little bit on top?
Well, I would run it into the hole and push it down in there.
How many pumps do I give it?
Whatever you want. You want to work the oil back and forth.
And then we got here, the angle.
There you go. See the air coming up?
Yeah, right into the
What you want is you want the thing pumped up. See, that's nice and hard. You can't push down on the push rod seat. That's what you want. See that one? I can still push down a little bit.
There it
you
is.
go.
There it is. We need them lifters pumped up, brother.
You want the lifters pumped up, so for one, when you go to start the motorcycle, you want this thing dead quiet. You don't want this thing sounding like a bucket of bolts on startup. And furthermore, if those things start dry, they're gonna score up the internals and you're gonna have lifter problems.
We're gonna pull these back out, put the chain on, final assemble the sprockets right here, and then we'll put on the tensioner and then we'll start going together with the top.
All right.
Yeah, it's in there. Did you got that handle? See, that's what you want.
There we go. I'm putting the chain on.
Yep.
Probably make it hard on myself by keeping the bolt in there, but how close do we need it? Do that?
Yep, that's
Need
perfect.
Good.
Yep, you can always double check it by pinching and making sure that they come up centered.
It kind of floats on those bearings.
We got the red shit over here.
Once you get it, then you can.
That's good.
This is how you do it at home.
Just exactly.
We got a bunch of oil in the shaft right here.
Okay.
Coming through the pinion oiling hole.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
Wipe it out real quick.
All right, now we're lining this up, or does it matter because they were lined up?
As long as they didn't lose their timing, which it looks like everything's true, we'll double check it
Yep.
by rotating the engine over. Nice and snug with both of them with the tool in place, and then we'll back them out one full turn and just help spread the Loctite in there.
Kind of move them. All right, locked in. We're good. So give it a good.
Yep, give it a good one. Okay, that's good. All right, now back them out 360.
Back them out 360.
Yep.
About 360.
Yeah. Again, that's just to spread the. Okay.
Okay. Back in.
Back in.
We torquing these.
Yep. So we're gonna get a 24 foot-pounds on the crankshaft sprocket and 34 on the rear cam sprocket, or I should say only cam sprocket.
All right. What do we got Juan doing over here?
Lubing up the lifter cuffs. We're just kind of pre-assembling some stuff over here.
We lubed this all up, all the shaft, all the rocker arms, making sure everything's nice and oiled, lubed up.
Push rod tubes have new O-rings. The O-rings are lubed. We're ready to rock and roll.
Juan, dude,
What's
you
up?
would be really getting excited over here. He's putting his finger in all these holes.
Oh, bro.
The feed hole
Yeah.
on the Milwaukee 8, we're gonna face to one another.
Okay.
So that's gonna face towards me.
Okay.
This one here, there's the feed hole. We're gonna
Yeah.
face that towards the other one so that they're facing each other, right?
Okay.
This one towards me.
So they're facing inward,
Yeah,
but
inbound.
inward of each
Facing
other.
like this.
Yeah. Like what?
Do,
Juan?
do that again.
Canceled.
What? They're facing each other. Look at that. Would you look at that? How can you tell the difference?
By the fit.
Yeah.
Flip, rotate this rod.
This is cute, guys.
The shaft.
One's on one side, one's on the other side.
That's why
You guys are holding each other's shafts.
I was like, grab it, bro. Come on, film this. Me and Juan are just freaking tag teaming this thing right now, dude.
This is beautiful.
Slid right in.
All right, so the thing is though, we're not really gonna finish off right here because Luke wants to shim them, so there's no play, what, left and right?
Yeah.
So you see that? We're able to move them side by side. Luke has some shims. Are they over here?
The tolerances, the production. Strange as Harley doesn't.
I'm getting a little jealous now. I want my stuff shimmed, sounding real nice. All right?
Hey, my bike's getting a lot of love. I'm feeling all the love that everyone's doing it right. I
Dang.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Hey, everybody watching this right now, it's the week before Christmas.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is like Juan's Christmas present,
is-
dude. And this is Santa Claus. Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from the fat in the red suit.
Just put some rocker shims in. We
Okay.
were at about 10,000, rocking
Yep.
back and forth here.
Rock it now.
Nice and quiet.
Nice.
So here's your 5,000 shim.
Okay, but there was that much play, which allowed it to shake left and right.
Without the shim, you'd be
Hear how much louder? Now show them the back one that you have shimmed. Much less. So you can imagine when all four of these have that much play, how much louder the top end of this thing's gonna be. So they're all shimmed up.
Especially when it's hot and
Yeah.
the oil's thinned out, that's when it really gets noisy. We're gonna do breathers, then
Okay.
push rods, and then rocker arms,
All right.
and then we're gonna lock it down.
Definitely past their service life.
Exhaust retaining
sock.
rings. We secured the rear rockers. First gasket.
Whoa.
Where'd you come from?
I was washing my hands. There we go. Bingo! Look at that.
Nice. Good job. Almost 4 o'clock. Rear rocker box on. They're playing around with the front rocker arms, rock and rollers.
Lance made us turn the music off. Everybody's going a little crazy.
So next up, Luke's like, let's get the cam cover on.
Okay, ready?
You want to drill some holes in your cam cover so we can see the cam plate?
Yeah, can we get some speed holes in that thing?
We have all the tools out. What do you mean do we have some of the tools out?
The box is empty. This is empty.
Ready? Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Is that enough for you?
Sure.
I'll bring a couple over here for you. You guys don't get to see the beautiful cam chest anymore.
Covered it up.
Should we have taken some pictures or something?
I took some on the iPhone. Yeah.
All right.
But Juan was over there and he doesn't even know what's in there anymore.
You guys could have put the other one for all I know. Dang, look at that.
You ready for the gasket? I took the cover already. Well, Luke has to go home at a certain time, so he's like, gotta get this done. Yeah. Speed hands, bro. Speed hands.
I'm just torquing these to spec here.
Engine looks like it's sealed up, dude. What do you do, dude? I also noticed there's tons of bolts left over. What happened?
My boy Luke dialed me in with some ARPs.
Look at that whole engine. Can you guys see that?
So sick.
Sealed up.
Getting close.
Evan's working on oil lines. Juan's getting excited. So here it is. We have the backing plate going on. Feuling's BA air filter.
BA could mean a couple of things.
Yeah.
But, we really spent a lot of time on the filter sizing.
Okay.
Matched with the velocity stack to
Okay.
get
Velocity
optimal.
stack being this.
Yep, that's the velocity stacks. We really played with the shape, the OD, the ID, the tulip shape of it to get optimum flow in combination with the filter. One thing you can see here on the inside, not super relevant, but there's an S and there's a T. So S would stand for soft tail, and this would be for touring. This would be to clock them. So I don't know if your guys out there know that, but the engines in the soft tail and the bagger are clocked slightly different. So as far as like the logo that's on the outer cover here, you want the logo to look right. But it's kind of a fun fact that the engines are clocked differently. So even like the points cover, the derby covers are slightly, you're probably aware of that.
Yep. But this helps airflow.
Yes. Do you feel satisfied with the work that you've performed today?
Yeah, I mean, this was like, I went to the Feuling school of, M8s.
The Feuling school of Camchest.
A learning experience, and we got to tear into it pretty deep. Excited to try it on my own. Try it on maybe the carbon bike or...
Yeah, I think that there's a couple tools that we don't have.
Yeah, this
and a couple nice things that would make it easier. Like we need to add to our list, our toolkit. And like I said to Juan, it's nice we're here because at our shop, we'd be getting interrupted.
Hold the thing up just a little bit, center it. Putting anything on those bolts, or you're gonna ram them in dry?
I mean...
I could see you in it, dude. Look at that thing.
Shiny.
Chromed out.
Chromed out.
We're almost ready for the gas tank, the pipe. Look at that, dude.
A1 service over here. Doesn't get much better than that.
What do we got, Juan? You need a hand?
Hold on, let's go.
I'm gonna just guide the back end for you. Okay. We're getting close. Get them in there. You have the.
I wanted those.
Look at that, dude. Support Starting to look like a bike again. Look at that.
Dude.
We know what just went down in the engine, or mentally, but visually it looks almost the same, other than that sweet air filter.
The air filter, chromey.
Got the Leatherman over here, wiping her down. We got Evan getting any of the last oil off of her. 4:45. We started this thing a little after 9. Now hopefully it runs.
Yeah.
Evan?
Oh yeah.
Nice work, thank you.
Oh, it's on there now, puppy.
Oh, we're mounting the sticker up first, dude. Good, dude. Ooh, looks good. Flat black on there. Nice. It's going down, dude.
Dude. You're priming the tank.
So flat rate job, 7 guys, 6 hours.
It's pretty.
107 road glide, 472 Camchest Kit. We did the rocker shafts, the rocker shims, air cleaner.
ARP dress up kit. We did the rocker studs. I don't know if you said that. Transmission breather. We did the BA air filter and a spit shine.
Here we go. Moment of truth.
Let's hear it. Look at that.
It's happy. Woohoo!